I'll start another recording while it's converting. All right. I will try it on the iPad again and see. Okay. So it means everybody would be where I am at now.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. To change layer again because we need the road center line, which looks like this. So we're gonna offset half the distance, which is 3,000 to the center, 3,000 from here. So longer line you would offset 3,000 into the current layer. So set your C road center line layer correct.
Okay.
And offset it.
Sir, wait, sir. I never see when you fill in the room.
I don't do it yet. I don't do that yet. That was just the worksheet. I'm gonna offset and then I do the fillet. So I'm going to set my C road layer center line current, and then I'm going to offset 3,000. So that's O enter 3,000. I don't have to go through O enter, L enter, C enter again, because once you have done it once, it remembers it. So O enter 3,000, enter, and offset this line, and offset, let me offset the top line below. Good. All right, then I'm going to do the fillet. So that's F enter, the bottom one, R enter is 4,000. And then I'm going to do M enter for multiple. So this one and that one. And when I click on this one, I'm going to change my radius to 1,000. Enter. And click on this one and press enter. So do the bottom one at 4,000 and the top one 1,000 after you offset your two lines.
So what was the line that you used?
You mean that the one that I offset it in? I offset
Yes,
it in
sir.
C road CL, which is C road center line. And the distance is 3,000. And then the fillet now, the lower one, radius 4,000. And the upper one, radius 1,000. Let me know when you finish.
Finish, sir.
Finish, Shakil?
No finish, sir. Finish, sir. Finish.
All right, good. Now, the next step is to put the building now on the property. So let's see what that looks like. According to the worksheet, we're going to get the building in place. Now, the building is a certain distance away from the corner. And the base point will be, I'm going to use the copy command and copy the roof plan from over there on the other side. Hold it at the bottom right hand corner of the building on the wall, not the roof. And I'm going to use the tracking. This is where I put this blue dot on screen. That's where I'm going to be tracking from. So the distance going east would be 13,214. And the distance going up from the center of the road is 8714. So what I need to do is to come up with a work in progress line. I'm going to draw this line coming down. to perpendicular so I can start tracking, because the distance that I have is from the center of the road going in and not from the boundary. So I'm going to put in a work in progress line to create this intersection so I can track from here going across 13214 and then going up 8714. All right. So to begin, let me go back to my AutoCAD screen and let me draw this in my road layer. So I'll set the C road layer current again and draw down a line from the corner of the boundary, perpendicular. Oops, that's not perpendicular. That's not endpoint. So I'm going to go from endpoint right here and come down perpendicular to the center line of the road. And I'm going to use that intersection now to start my tracking going right. All right. And that's 13214. And then I'm going to go up 8714. So let me go over here. Now I don't want to copy everything. So what I will be turning off or freezing would be my text layer and my dimension layer. So let me proceed to do that. I'm going to lock dimension, lock text layer, and then select the entire roof plan, launch the copy command, and my base point is at the lower right hand corner of the building, the roof. Good. Then now, you're going to start your tracking. So before you click, I don't want to click and place it there. Before we click, we're going to type TK, enter, and then click at that intersection to start tracking. And of course, you know, you want to ensure that your nearest OSNAP is on. You're going to pull to the right, and the distance is 13,214. Let me just double check that distance to make sure it's correct. Yes, 13,214. So 13,214, enter. Then we're going to go up, and the distance is 8714. And enter once and enter twice to end the tracking and press escape. So go ahead and put yours in place. Draw down your perpendicular line. Then lock your two layers, text and dimension. Copy the roof plan. Hold it at the outside corner as your base point. Turn off your ortho. Start your tracking. Pick at your, so TK enter. Pick your intersection, pull in the direction, 13214. Then enter. Pull north, 8714. Enter, enter. Escape. All right. When you have done that, you let me know. Let me put back the other slide so that you can get the measurements from it.
This is like a 30 rounds. Finish, sir.
You finish?
So I was doing it two screens, so while you were doing it, I did exactly the same.
Yes, sir.
All right. What you do, you split your screen and put my screen on one side
Yeah,
and your screen on one
on
side.
the other side.
Yeah, that would be nice if I have a big monitor, but this monitor too small for that. So you really need a.
So don't you have a 15-inch display?
Yeah, but 15-inch are too small for splitting a two screen.
So that's what I would say.
Yeah, but you see, because I'm demonstrating, my screen need to be big.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah.
Because if I do that, then it's going to be looking very small on your screen. All right, so we have that in place. What we can do now is to start creating the driveway. The same principle with the driveway. It's just that this time around, I'm going to draw a rectangle. I'm going to start tracking from the corner of the property this time, not the work in progress line. So we're going to get rid of that work in progress line. We're going to draw a rectangle. The size of the rectangle is 450 by 450. And I'm going to track from that corner with that distance, 14210, 14251, and go up 1922. And then start drawing from the top right hand corner. So it means that we're going to go left 450 and down 450. So it's at negative 450, comma, negative 450, right? And then afterwards, we're going to copy the rectangle. So let's start with that. I'm going to zoom in right here so you can see exactly what we're doing. We're going to start from right here, track this distance, go across, and then track this distance going up, which is 1922, and then at negative 450, comma, negative 450. So that we're going to do in the wall layer. So let's do the wall layer correct. So I'm going back to my CAD screen. And I'm going to set my wall layer correct this time, which is what I'm drawing the gate column in. Let me just take off at these padlocks for these lock layers same time. And set back the wall layer correct. Right, so I'm erasing back this work in progress line. And I'm ready now to start draw. So REC for rectangle, enter. Then TK, enter. I'm going to start tracking from the corner of the property. Click, pull right. And that distance was 14,521. Enter. And we're going to go up 1922. Enter. And since we reach our destination, we're going to press enter one more time. So it's time now to start drawing the rectangle. All right. Now the rectangle is going left and down. So it is at relative coordinate, negative 450, comma, negative 450. Enter. And that will put your rectangle in place. All right. So the distance again, 14,521. Was that what I typed? Let me just double check if that's what I typed. F2, not F1.
Sir, when you finish, how do you get your the command, the yellow thing at the color command bar there?
If it is docked,
Right.
you make sure it's not docked. It has to be floating. You won't get the color. It has to be docked.
Okay.
So did you assign a color and you're not seeing it?
No, sir. I've never tried anything, but I was just curious.
Right, but you have to dock it because once it's floating, it won't. Because look at this. If I were to drag it like that and drop it there, you notice it doesn't show the color because it is floating. See that? But
Yes,
once
sir.
it's docked now, when you carry it down, let it go like that. Whatever color you would have assigned it to be, it will show it. So to show the color now, you would have to go into options, OP, like you change the background color. And then you would, when options comes up, you would go to display, colors, options, and you would go to colors. And then you would go to, you would choose the option over on the side here, or command line, and then assign your colors. Follow? You would assign your color, command line, assign your color, apply and close. But if you don't dock it, you will not see the color. All you will get is just the default color with the floating one. All right, so do you have one rectangle?
Yes, sir.
Lemar, you have your rectangle?
Yes, sir, I'm here. Yes, sir, I have it as well.
All right, so because the gate now is 12 feet, which is 3,600 millimeters across, we have to copy the rectangle, but you have to remember now, let me keep the ortho on because I want it exactly parallel. If the distance between the column is 3,600. The distance from point to point would have to be 3,600 plus the 450. Because if you notice, it's taken from the top right-hand corner. So from top right-hand corner to top right-hand corner will mean that you have to add that extra 450 on your 3,600. Because the 3,600 is in between, right? So your distance is 4050, which is the 3,600 plus the 450. Enter. And then escape. So we copy it and you pull to the right and type your distance, 4050. So if you were to go back and measure now between the two columns by clicking there and hover to there, you notice in between is now 3,600. So we had to add that extra 450 to the 600 to get to that 4050. Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that's the gate columns. Next move now. All right, so we have the gate column in place. The next move now is to create these two perpendicular lines. To create these two perpendicular lines coming down so that we can trim out in between and fillet to create the driveway coming off the road. So we're gonna work with we're going to draw down the lines coming down, those perpendicular lines. And then we're going to fillet coming down. All right, so let me go back to my screen for that.
Wouldn't it be merged with the concrete wall? Will merge with the road layer?
We're going to use the road, not the concrete wall. We're going to go with road layer now. So it's road we're going to meet with. So go to C road and draw the lines down. L enter from the corner here. Come down perpendicular to the road on the inside of both columns. Coming down perpendicular. And then trim out. TR, enter, enter, and trim out between there. We're not trimming the property line, only the road. And then now you'll realize that the length of these line, the length of the line is 2,300 and something. So we're going to just make our fillet radius 2,300 and just fillet those two going on either side. So F enter, M enter, and the radius is R enter, 2,300. And fillet this one and that one, this one and that one. Good. Let me see if this conversion thing complete. %. I'll let it continue. Okay. Tell me when you're there.
Yes, sir.
Demar?
Yes, sir. Up to date, sir. Up to date.
All right. So we have the building in place. The only thing that is left to be done now would be start populating the area around the building with some landscaping stuff. We're just going to put everything in landscape, even the car, the trees, the car, and those things. The swimming pool, I just put everything in one layer. So that part is straightforward. You can work with me on that. I don't think I have to. Or you have my screen split, so you can just work with me on that. So let's look at what it will look like. So we're going to set our layer called L-landscape current. And let's look at the drawing. And these are the things that we're going to be populating now. So what I've done was to go through and label the items. However, some of the items are found, and I didn't do this, maybe I should have done it. Some of them are on Design Center and some are Tool Palette. What I probably will go back and do is put beside the ones that come from Design Center, put DC beside them, and the ones that come from Tool Palette, I put TP beside them. But I could just tell you the things that are from Design Center because the Tool Palette things are more. So the only 3 things came from Design Center: stepping stone, swimming pool, and clump of trees down the bottom. Everything else is Tool Palette. So the stepping stone, which is what walk from out the back door of the building, go down to the swimming pool. So the stepping stone and the swimming pool come from Design Center, as well as down below, you see clump of trees. All the other symbols come from Tool Palette. All right. So we're going to insert. So let's go back to the drawing. Let me start outside of the, let me start outside right down here. It's telling me I have 10 minutes. So wherever we reach, we will, let me see what time it's. Wherever we reach, we'll just call it a day for today. And we'll pick up on Wednesday. All right, so Tool Palette, TP.
Sir, for
Yes.
Wednesday, 8 o'clock you start class?
We don't really need a full 2 hour. It's just that I have the other class starting at 10 o'clock, so I can't push it too late. So maybe we could go like at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, because 1 hour should do it. It's just
Okay,
that
sir, because
the other
no wake
people,
up by 8 o'clock, you know, sir.
the thing is that the other people might not know that we will start at.
Oh,
What I could do, I could go on at 8 o'clock and continue with those persons who have not been with us. And
yes,
then
sir.
we will pick up at 9 with the people. I'll just kind of recap and review what we have done. Then pick up at 9 o'clock with the rest. All right.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. That makes sense.
So we'll just work until we get disconnected. We have 8 minutes something. All right. So on Tool Palette, there is Architectural tab on the side. And once we get to the Architectural tab, we're looking out for under Metric Sample, Trees Metric. And the first one comes out is default to a palm tree, which is what we want. So we leave the palm tree there. You either copy and paste, or you can just go back to your Tool Palette again and just pick off a new one. And another palm tree is needed at the back of the building up here. So that's 2 palm trees. And then the other tree, which is going to the right here, is going to be a different tree. So I'm going to select the palm, click on it, and choose, I think it's type 2 evergreen. No, it's not that one. It's type 2, yeah, type 2 evergreen. That's what it is. And then we have one more tree, which is beside the first palm tree that we did down here. And that one is type 2 deciduous. Type 2 deciduous. If you missed that, let me just put up back the drawing on screen. so you can double check the names of the trees. So I'll leave it up for a second or two, a minute or two.
Have it, sir.
You have it?
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right. So the rest of tree now, which is the clump of trees, I'm gonna wait until I get to the design center for that. So I'll just finish up with the things that I have with the design center, and then I'm gonna come back to that. All right. So back to my drawing. All right. So we're gonna put in the car. Below trees metric, you will find vehicle metric. Of course, it's going to come out in elevation, but we're going to change that to plan. So it's a sports car top, and then I'm going to rotate it. Use the nose of the car as the pivot point. And rotate it. Take off the ortho, and pretend as if it's driving in, and then I'll move it in place. So maybe about there. All right, so that's the car. Then we have the north arrow. The north arrow that you will find under annotation tab. So let me just right click on here, annotation. All right, so the annotation tab under metric sample, you'll find north arrow. When you click on north arrow and it comes out, you're gonna notice that it has 3 arrows on it. 3 arrows. What we're gonna do is to merge the 2 outer into the inner by selecting it, and you will get 3 grips. So you hot grip the outer one and snap it to the middle one. Outer grip, outer one to the inner. And then you double click on the text and erase the text. We don't want the text to be a part of the drawing. So if you notice the prevailing winds, that can be erased. And then I'll choose the geo arrow. If you're a geometric one, erase that. And the label for plant, erase. So the only one that we're going to leave the N for the direction. So erase all 3, plant, geo, and wind. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Lemar, you have it as well?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we have all the oh, one more thing from tool palette. The symbol that I use at the corner to represent the peg. I'm going to zoom in right here. Now that one has to be scaled up. It's too small. So we're going to make it 5 times bigger. So go to the tab at the side called structural. On the structural tab, metric sample, there is elevation symbol. So you go to the structural tab, then you go to metric sample, elevation symbol, but it comes out very small. So we're going to have to type S, enter for scale, and number 5 to make it 5 times bigger. And then we are going to change our base point, which is B, enter. It frees it on screen, and then we can hold it the midpoint of the line and drop it at the corner of the property. And as soon as you click, it's waiting on you to erase the text elevation. We don't want that. So I'm going to erase that and click OK. And you will only get the symbol. Now, this particular symbol was created in a layer called by block. And what by block does, it doesn't matter what layer you insert it in, it's going to automatically put it in 0 layer. So we will have to manually change it from 0 back to landscape. After which we copy and paste.
Okay.
We may not be able to go further than this because time is going to expire. So we'll do the design center ones when we get back on Wednesday. So I'm just copying and pasting these in place. And then we
Sir,
put in
the word elevation, correct?
yes, delete it. We don't want the word beside it. It's also used like in your elevation, like you're doing like sections and you want to show height measurements. It can be used for that as well. And then you would put the height measurement. But we are not going to use it for that. So I'm going to save the drawing up to here. And in our next session, we will pick up with the ones from the design center. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. So any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir.
All right. Well, I hope you learned something today.
So,
And